Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to take on two of the toughest mobs in 7 Days to Die on day 1. All you're going to need is a stone axe and some wood. Let's get started. So in my recent Wasteland only playthrough, which I'll link at the end of this video, these zombie bears and direwolves were a constant threat from day 1. Now normally you wouldn't see these until late in the game when you have some actual decent firearms and have progressed all the way to the Wasteland. But I was wondering how to get rid of these early game with just primitive weapons. Not to mention these are guaranteed to drop a rare red loot bag every time now. So here's what I came up with. So I created a new game on insane difficulty just to show that this can be done at any difficulty. Now really the zombie bear and direwolf have the same hit points at any difficulty. The only real difference is that you're going to hit them for less and they're going to hit you for more at higher difficulties. But I just want to show that you can do this naked day 1 with just a stone axe. So first thing I'm going to do is just grab a couple stones and some plant fibers, make an axe. And then once we have an axe, we'll just chop some wood. Once you have enough wood, we're going to craft the wood into spikes. Now if you want to take down a direwolf, you're going to want at least 16, but I recommend 25 to play it safe. If you're going to kill a zombie bear, you're going to want to have at least 25, but I recommend 36. Alright, now that you have your spikes, you'll want to find a nice level spot and put them out in a nice 4x4 pattern. Now I recommend that you put them out in a 5x5 as it's a bit safer, but I'm just showing you the 4x4 so you can see that it can be done that way. Now initially I started a new game in the Wasteland and ran around for like 30 minutes, but I couldn't find any zombie bears and direwolves because I don't think they spawn until midnight on the first day. So I'm just going to spawn one here with the console. Alright, there he is. Come here, buddy. Now these traps have a nice snare effect that slows him way down and also causes bleeding, so he's constantly slowed and bleeding the whole time. So I'm not going to speed this up or edit this first one so that you can see how long it actually takes to kill. Now what I like to do is just have him walk along the edge till he gets to the second to last spike and then run to the next corner. And then wait for him to come again. And just rinse and repeat for the whole fight. Now he's kind of walking away for a little bit. The wolves do that sometimes, but he'll come right back. The bears don't do that, at least as far as I've seen. Now you can kind of run around in a circle and try to keep him in the middle if you want, but this feels more efficient to me. But you feel free to do it however you like. And you may be able to get by with a 3x3 square, but it's going to be really sketchy, and I definitely wouldn't try that on a hardcore run. Now you really don't need to repair these, as there's quite a few, but if I see one that's pretty messed up and I have the time, I'll just repair it. So if you wait too long to run to the other side and he manages to get out of the spikes, you're going to want to sprint and kind of jump over the corner so he comes back towards them at a good angle and gets stuck back in the traps again. There he goes walking away again. That's a good time to repair him if you feel like you need to. But you really shouldn't have to unless you plan on pulling more enemies into it. Now it's kind of hard to repair the ones in the center once it's dead. What you'll probably want to do is just break like 2 of them so you could walk towards the center without getting stabbed. And then repair them all. And then just put those 2 back. And there you go, he's dead. Exactly at 2 minutes. Now obviously you could kill him a lot faster if you had a gun. Look at that, nerd armor, first day. That's pretty awesome. Now you could just shoot at him while he's snared in there, but that will make a lot more noise. Okay, so this one I sped it up so you don't have to watch the whole thing in real time. Here I did it with a bow, and just to see how much quicker you could do it. I also turned on the health bars this time so you can see how much his health goes down. And I did do it in a 5x5 grid so you can see it's a little bit safer. So if you have any points in archery or actually a decent bow with decent arrows, you're going to be able to cut down the time by a lot. Now this is just a primitive bow with stone arrows and 0 skill into archery, but I was still able to cut off another 15 seconds. Okay, so next up we have the zombie bear. He's much more dangerous. 1 hit and he's going to kill you. He also has a lot longer reach, so at a minimum I'd use the 5x5 grid, which is what I'm using here. But I'd recommend the 6x6. Since his reach is so long, you're going to want to stay way back as well. He also does have a lot more hit points, and he's going to take a lot longer to kill. Okay, so he took only about 1 more minute to kill than the direwolf with no help from any weapons. Next up, I thought maybe you can kill them without even getting up close and personal. So as you can see, I'm simply tossing a rock from one side of the traps to the other to have them walk back and forth through it. It takes a little practice to get the rock to fall short of the traps and just past it, but just after a minute or two, I got the hang of it. The trick is to not charge or throw all the way up, even if you're throwing it close to your feet. Obviously doing it this way is going to be a lot slower, but it is a lot safer, and if another zombie decides to jump you while you're fighting a wolf or bear, you won't have to contend with 2 of them at the same time. I definitely prefer the first route, where you run them around, but if you want to play it safe, this is the way to go. Another idea for the rock technique is, if you know you're going to be dealing with a lot of ferals at night, just put a patch of these down below your base, and just lure the horde of zombies into the patch and just kill them off while you're waiting for nighttime to pass by. And lastly, here's a clip of me killing a wolf on a 3x3 trap, which was pretty nerve-wracking, but I didn't die. Now, the 4x4 on the bear, however, I died 3 times before I finally got him on the 4th try. Ah! No! Ah! I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and be sure to check out my other videos. If you like tips and tricks, be sure to check out this one. It's got over 380 beginner and intermediate tips and tricks.